What is up, guys and gals? Recabilly here. Today I'm going to be talking about scoreboard operations. If you don't know what an operation is, that is the new scoreboard additions. You can do plus equals, minus equals, multiply, divide, percentage. There's greater than and less than, or you can always just do the equal sign. I'm going to go over each of these so you can understand what they do and give you a few examples of what they can be used for, and hopefully you guys will understand the scoreboard operations by the end of this tutorial. So I'm going to say this right now, please leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I hope you enjoy this video. Our first operation will be plus equals. You can see on the left we have score 1 set to 5, and on the right we have score 2 set to 10. Now if we do the plus equals operation, this is the syntax. /scoreboard players operation, and then now you want the player name or the amount or the player selectors such as @A, @P, @E even, or @R. Right now I'm just going to use my name, Recabilly, and then we do the plus equals, then we do the score, so score 1, then plus equals. Now you do the second player or the same player. I'm going to do my name again so you can see everything, and then score 2. Now these objectives can be any objective that you want. You can even do the same score. If you do score 1 plus score 1, it's going to equal 10. And you're going to see this change as soon as I press enter right now. So what it's doing is basically adding from 5, it adds 10, and it's going to change this 5 to a 15. And there you go. So this can be used in specific different ways. My favorite way that I've been using recently is creating an increase in difficulty. The higher the score you get, the more difficult it gets, and you can decide how much you want to add to the score based on another score that the player gets. So really nice way of doing difficulty in many games and stuff like that. But let's go ahead and get into our next operation. The next operation is minus equals, and I'm sure you can take a guess at what this does. We're going to use the same command that we had before, but this time we're taking 15 and we're subtracting 10 from it, so we're going to get a score of 5. And there you have it. And again, this can be used for difficulty. This can be used for keeping track of different scores. If they lose, then they get some scores reduced. Different things like that it can be used for. Our next operation is multiply equals or times equals. Basically, it takes 5 or the score 1, multiplies it with score 2, and it changes score 1 to the amount that it equals. So let's go ahead and do that. Taking the same score, we're just going to change this from minus to multiply, and now that equals 50. So 5 times 10 equals 50. Pretty nice way of doing multiplication in scores. Pretty easy to do, and I'm sure there's a ton of different things that you can use this for. Right now I haven't really had one, but I'm sure I'll find one in the future. Our next operation is divide equals. So it's basically the same thing, takes the score from the left and divides it by the score on the right, and it changes the output on the left. So 50 divided by 10, how many is that going to equal? 5. Perfect. This next one is a bit different. It is not actually a percentage, and I'm not quite sure what the use of this is for, or if there's even a good use for it in game. But for those who do lots of programming in Minecraft, I'm sure there's something really nice that you can use this for. But let me go ahead and go over what it does. So we have score 1 set to 5 and score 2 set to 10. If we just change this to percent equals, you're going to see that it does nothing. And let's actually change the score 1 to 10. Now if we do it, it's going to equal 0. Yeah, pretty strange stuff. If I set this to 11, then score 1 is now going to equal 1. So it's more like a remainder of how much 10 can go into it, rather than how many times it actually goes in. So for instance, if I keep doing this, you'll notice that the score just basically subtracts 10 from it. But if I change this to 20, since 10 can actually go into 20 2 times, it's going to equal 0 instead of 2. Pretty strange stuff. I'm not sure why it does that. Again, as long as you can put 10 into the score, then it's going to equal 0. So yeah, and if I do, let's say 41 again, it's going to equal 1 again. So yeah, if you have a use for this, be sure to let me know in the comments. Right now, I kind of don't see a point. The next operation is the equal sign. Now this one is very straightforward. If we just remove this percentage and score 1 is equal to score 2, basically it's going to take score 1, and no matter what number score 1 is, it's going to change it to whatever score 2 is. So this is going to change to 10. There you go. Pretty easy to do. You can set different objectives or different scores, and cool little details of mini games using this. So I can see a few uses for this, but nothing that is really game changing. Still pretty nice to have though. Our last operations are less than and greater than. Basically, it is assuring that a number is less than or greater than a specific number. So for instance, right now, 20 is greater than 10. So this is not going to affect the score at all. However, if we want to ensure that 20 or score 1 is less than 10, then it's going to have to change 20 to at least 10. So if we switch greater than to less than, you'll see that it switches to 10. And if we set this to any number, even 11, if we make sure that score 1 has to be at least less than or equal to 10, it's going to change it to 10 no matter what. So pretty cool stuff. I can figure out a few uses for this. Mainly, my favorite use would probably be assuring that a score does not reach past a certain point, like for walking or running. If you don't want it to reach past 10, then while they're walking, it can at most reach 10. I don't know. Pretty nice stuff. You can figure out some cool uses for it. It's hard to explain the uses that I have in mind, but if you have something cool, make it into a game, make it into a video, and show it off. But this was all of the operations that you can do in Minecraft 1.8, and I hope you guys found this tutorial useful, and I hope you can come up with some cool stuff from it. But anyway guys, I'm all done here. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Peace out.